very difficult situations. And then when he said, we need to look into the question of the grants which we are giving in order to take care for the parents, because if parents are old, they are not working. What do? They would expect the children to support them. But also, if there is a school feeding scheme, it has done wonders in this particular country by bringing millions of children back to school. So these are the strategies which we have to look at. Those are soft strategies we have to look at, but there are also hard strategies where we have to apply the law and be very harsh with those who are violating.
With regards to applying the law, Minister, I think it was last year when it was about two South African police members in high positions, in fact, were found to be implicated in human trafficking. There was a case or report that was released last year, as well as those Ethiopian people who were found in Midrand last year, if I'm not mistaken, as well, who in one of the reports as well, police rejected a bribe of about 300,000 rand. Very telling of, firstly, of possibly the borders in our country if something like this can take place, as well as law enforcement officials. So in this briefing, or in this conference rather, the stakeholders who will be involved in trying to have these conversations, can you just let us know about that?
Well, it's well known that the issue of our borders is giving a headache. Our borders are porous. That's why it's easy for some of the criminals to get in and out of this country. And Minister Mncube, as Minister of Home Affairs, is dealing with the issue of the border management. It's something which the Cabinet has entertained, that we need to be sure that we make our borders very tight. Well, in regards to criminal issues which you're talking about, sometimes these are done by syndicates. Syndicates from outside and inside the country, very complex syndicates. But it means then we have to strengthen our law enforcement, our investigating capacity, so that if we have been able to get those people and they are put behind bars, and we have to be very harsh in terms of applying our law. It's a very painful thing when you're talking about child trafficking. Being forced into prostitution and so on. Those are horrible criminal acts. But it depends on us as a collective of what we can be able to do. That's why I said it must be a responsibility of all of us, not a particular department or government, all of us. And the MEC talks about the role of the traditional leaders, because these things happen in the communities. It's going to be very important that we mobilize everybody in terms of dealing with this scourge of the abuse of children.
Lastly, Minister, we are about 3 years away of trying to eradicate child labour according to the goals set out. How are you feeling in that sense? Looking at the numbers, are you feeling hopeful that this kind of conference will give us the answers that we need in trying to eradicate child labour and human trafficking in the country as well as across the continent and the world?
We are behind, but we are doing everything we can. We set a target. At that time, we would be able to say, as we assess, have we met our target or not? But it means now we have to move very aggressively in implementing whatever plan comes out of that. We might still meet the target, we might not miss the target, but we need to analyze what are the obstacles and why didn't we meet those targets. But I think this is a call to action, that if we cannot, we need to save the future of the world, and the future of the world is the children.